So we've talked about what is your worth and how do you assess your own worth. But how do we assess the value that we place on other people? How do we give an estimate to their worth in our lives? Is it for what they do for us? Is it how they do for themselves? What is it that you see in other people that makes you give them a higher amount of worth in your life? Because there's something about the golden rule. Treat others as the way you would want to be treated. And then there's the platinum rule. Treat others as the way they would want to be treated. So how do we assign value and worth to other people? Is it based off of what have you done for me lately? So at one point, if they're doing for you, then they are held in a higher regard until they're not doing it as much anymore, or that favor has kind of become more of a memory? Or do we hold on to that memory and say, wow, they were really looking out for me at one point in time? I'm sure it can be a mix. I'm sure it can be a mix of all, but I think if I had to say, I would go out on my own personal limb and say that I would give people just a respect and a value just as a person, just as another human. And then from there, you can be able to, morning, Frank.
Morning.
From there, you can see what their actions are. How do they respect you back? Things like that. But there's so many questions to this. So do you respect somebody still who may not respect you? Do you just give them that basic human respect just because it keeps you held to a higher standard as a person yourself, rather than not going in for a tit for tat or going down the path that they would go? So you're not sinking to their level, so to speak. What is it that we do or see or feel that allows us to assign particular worth to people? I think in a lot of cases, sometimes it's just on face value. Are we talking about what they do for a living? Sometimes it's the old saying, we ask people what they do for a living so we know how much respect to pay them. Is it visual? Is it a difference in things like ethnicity, cultures? Is it different in how we choose to observe, worship, celebrate? How is it that we place value and worth on the next person? And in that line of questioning, when we place that worth and value on other people, is it the same that we would appreciate for ourselves? So these are just some out loud thoughts. Let me know your ace up the sleeve advice, comment, experience. And hopefully this is finding everybody in a total pursuit or place of health, mind, body, and soul. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace, love, unity, solidarity.